Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to be taking a look at the final EX from Night Wanderer and a couple of big trainer cards from Night Wanderer. Of course, Night Wanderer is a new Japanese set, but when I say Night Wanderer, you all know I also mean Shrouded Fable, right? Because in the West, in the US, Europe, etc., that is what we're talking about. Night Wanderer comes over here as Shrouded Fable, and it's frankly a pretty big deal. This is a set which is going to be legal for the first time on day one of the World Championships. So frankly, it makes this set, not to over-egg it, a pretty gosh darn big deal. Good? Good. So let's start off with the EX that we all knew was coming, Revavroom EX. We knew this was coming because there was only one EX left to be revealed from the set, and we'd literally been told in the English press release that we were getting a Lightning Terror type Revavroom, so no surprises here in what it was. Are there any surprises here in what it does? Well, might be alright, honestly. Might be alright. What we've got here is a fairly chunky 280 HP. That's about what stage ones tend to go up to. And we've got a lightning type that uses metal energy. Don't sleep on that, incidentally. This is generally a pretty good thing because it means you're playing a metal deck, you're using all your metal energy, but you're hitting a lightning weakness. So something like Pidgeot, for instance, which is out there at the moment and seeing a huge amount of play. Yeah, you'll get stuff like that. Make no mistake about it, being able to hit a random extra weakness is a very, very good thing. But what have we got here in terms of attacks? Well, we've got single energy, 20 damage. Not good. If this Pokemon moved from your bench to your active spot this turn, this attack does 120 more damage. Yeah. And of course, it's probably not a coincidence that numbers-wise this hits perfectly. I told you that Pidgeot EX was one of the main things we're looking to hit for weakness. Well, 140 times 2 with a lightning weakness ends up at 280. How much HP does Pidgeot have? Oh, look. 280. Same as you, actually, despite the fact that Revavroom's got stage 1 going on and Pidgeot's this stage 2. Nice. Although saying that, of course, one of the other main things we want to hit for weakness here is Lugia, and oh look, you do hit Lugia for weakness and get a perfect one-hit KO with a 280 hit points. Again, probably not a coincidence. This card has been designed in this way. The card designers know what's good. They know what you're going after. This does hit some key numbers. That's important to note. And that's kind of where we're going here. I'm not saying it's just a Pidgeot counter. There's other stuff. You'll get Luminium, for instance. You'll get a very nice, easy KO on, and a bunch of other stuff that has that lightning weakness. But that's kind of the point here. Single energy, get a KO on stuff that has lightning weakness, and sure, you need to switch in and out the active, and that's a little bit of a pain, but this is the same attack that Golisopod used to have. Near enough. And it was fine with Golisopod. We've all been playing Lost Zone decks recently, getting Comfey in and out of the active constantly. It's really not that big a deal to get this in and out the active. So for that regard, yeah, sounds good. We've then got free metal energy, 250 damage. Discard this Pokemon and all cards attached to it. Now, 2 important points. First of all, you are discarding this Pokemon. Discarding is not knocking out, alright? Very important. You don't give up a prize to do this. Yeah. The other thing is, you are still discarding this Pokemon, which means you've got to try and recover it and all of that. What I will say is, you do at least have Metang. And Metang means that you can get the energy potentially back or on quite quickly if you're playing it. Because you're a metal Pokemon, and Metal Maker looks at the top 4 cards of your deck, attaches any basic metal you find to your Pokemon in any way you like, so that's a big handy bonus. But having to recover this constantly is going to be a bit of a pain. Also, 250's fine, but 250 isn't exactly amazing. 250 isn't stunning. Because you're getting basic EXs, that's lovely, and obviously Pokemon V, and that's lovely. But you're generally not getting V-Star, and you're not getting Stage 1 EXs like this, or Stage 2 EXs. It's actually not perfect. I'll be honest with you, personally, I'm not loving free energy on a Stage 1 that you've got to discard. Yes, you can discard it and then put something like Mimikyu in the active, and you've both taken a 2-prize Pokemon off the board and put a wall up, and that will work, and that's a good thing to do. But resources-wise, this just seems a little bit resource-heavy for me, and a little bit awkward. And I'm not loving it personally, but I do think the first attack is great. You hit really relevant stuff for weakness. I'm going to go ahead and give this, I'm going to give it 4 Wassies. Because I honestly think that if you are getting that first attack rolling, and sure it's not in every matchup, but stuff like Lugia and Pidgeot comes around often enough that being able to hit 280 with weakness for a single energy, especially in a deck where you don't have to play lightning energy, yeah, that seems to work pretty gosh darn nicely. Second attack, probably too annoying. First attack, really, really good. This is a Stage 1 that I can get behind. But I did promise you a couple of trainer cards as well, and I intend to deliver. How about Nighttime Academy? Nighttime Academy is busted. What we've got here is a stadium card that says, once during each player's turn, that player may put a card from their hand on top of their deck. Yeah. This is awesome. Absolutely awesome. You see, the thing is, there's several really specific things this does well. Yeah, fine, from a general standpoint, this is all right, but there are specific combos here that are amazing. Like I just told you about Metal Maker with Metang. Well, this will guarantee you hit one. This will absolutely guarantee you hit 1 energy from Metal Maker. So if you've got energy in your hand that you cannot attach because you've used your attachment for the turn, put it on top of your deck and guarantee that you're going to hit it with Metal Maker. That's quite good. How about Makago EX? I told you Makago EX was awesome, but it's free energy 140. Discard the top player of each player's deck and do a 140 for each energy card discarded in this way. If you've got energy on top of yours and your opponent's deck, it's amazing, but it gets really, really awkward because it's hard to do. Now it's much less hard to do because, well, you just put an energy on top of your deck. Guarantee that you're going to hit it. And then jobs are good 'em. I mentioned Metal Maker a minute ago, but I probably also could have mentioned Electric Generator. Again, exactly the same deal. You've got an energy in hand that you cannot attach, so you put it on top of your deck, and then all of a sudden you're guaranteed to hit it off of Electric Generator. And you're up and rolling. And then, of course, Ino Protection. The thing about Ino is that it is a card that puts your hand to the bottom of your deck, meaning you're not going to draw back into those cards. So you got a decent hand, you put it at the bottom of the deck, you then draw a new hand, which could end up being absolutely terrible. What this does is basically guarantee your top deck next turn in the event of an Ino. So you go and stash a supporter card or the Pokemon you need or whatever on top of your deck, and even if your opponent plays an Ino on their turn, you can guarantee one of the cards you're going to be drawing when that card comes down. That is brilliant. I'm sure there are a bunch of others, but honestly, yeah. You've basically just guaranteed Makago can do 280, and potentially more if your opponent's got an energy on top of their deck. Now you've also got the whole guaranteed Metal Maker and Electric Generator, and again, they can hit more, but you're guaranteeing 1 hit. Plus, you've got the Ino Protection. I'm giving this 5 Wassies. I think this card is absolutely brilliant. I think there are a bunch of really specific uses you can use it for, and if nothing else, it gives you protection from Ino. This card is brilliant. You know what else could be brilliant? Power Hourglass. This is a Pokemon tool card, and it says, at the end of your turn, if the Pokemon this card is attached to is in your active spot, you may attach one basic energy from your discard pile to that Pokemon. Yeah. I kind of love it. But it's awkward. Basically, if you've got a Pokemon you're fairly sure is going to survive until your next turn, this will get you an extra energy for free. A tool that attaches energy is absolutely nuts, but you've actually got to leave it there long enough and have it survive, which is a bit awkward. My first thought when I saw this, Raging Bolt. Because Raging Bolt's got decent amount of HP and no weakness being a dragon Pokemon. That's pretty nice. 240 HP, no weakness, yeah, that'll do. But Burst Roar lets you discard your hand and draw 6 cards, which firstly is an attack you're going to use and then leave in the active. But secondly, when you discard your hand, you're probably going to discard a basic energy. So that means you're going to have an energy in the discard pile to attach, and then you can just attach it and jobs are good 'un. I really like this. It's an awkward one, and you don't want to put it on any Pokemon that needs another tool. So even Raging Bolt EX, there's a strong argument here that Ancient Booster Energy Capsule might be better, making you immune for special conditions, giving you an extra 60 HP, for instance. And it needs to be a Pokemon that's going to be there until the start of your next turn so you can actually use the energy. There's plenty of reasons why this could end up going wrong, but you know what? I think this is brilliant. I'm giving it 4 Wassies. I do think it's going to see a bit less use than I'm thinking at the moment, but I also think there is a lot of potential here and I'm kind of in. So there we go. I promised you the final EX of the set and I'm pretty sure I delivered. And I promised you a couple of really good trainer cards and again, I'm fairly sure I delivered. But now it's over to you guys. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know how excited you are. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross and you've been watching PTCG Radio.